What's up, what it do, cyber world? It is your girl, the one and only Ash Said It, ashsaidit.com, ashsaidit.com, babies. So, I had somebody that reached out to me recently, and it's so funny because I don't know, it just kills me every time someone says, oh, well, I'm thinking about doing locks. I'm thinking about getting dreads. I'm thinking about it. No, you cannot think about it. You must know that you want it, because this is a commitment. This is one of the biggest commitments that you will ever make in your day-to-day dealings. So you need to know that you want locks. And when people say, oh, I think I want them, you need to just go ahead and get the faux locks, them fake locks, the cute little silky ones. That's all perfect and put together and all that. You need to do those. That's what needs to be done. Yeah. You do those little faux locks and call it a day, and then, have your cake and eat it too. All that other stuff. But locks are a commitment. Essentially, your hair is matting up. Your hair will mat up and knot up inside of itself. So if you decide, after 2 months that you don't want locks and you want to comb them out, you're going to have so much damaged hair, you're going to basically just have to start from scratch. So if you don't want to think like that, if you don't want to think on those lines, if you don't want to risk it, I would say do not get locks. Do not interlock your hair. Do not palm roll them. Don't do sister. None of that stuff. Now, what I will say is getting locks first, having the traditional locks as I did years and years ago, that really trained me for having my sister locks today. And the main way that it was able to train me was because I'd never done anything else with my hair. Like, I always had some kind of product in my hair. I always had combs, brushes, all of those instruments. And with locks, essentially, you're not supposed to. You don't need that stuff. There's some people that I know that still utilize those things, and I tip my hat to them, but you don't need it. Your hair is matted. It's locked. What are you trying to detangle? It's one big tangle. That's what the lock is. It's one big old tangle. So when I had gotten the traditional locks, be it that I had never done anything that drastic with my hair before, I kept wanting to put products in my hair. I kept wanting to wet it constantly. I kept wanting to do all these unnecessary things till the light bulb went off in my head one day. Hey, you don't have to do none of that. You don't have to do any of that stuff. All you got to do is just live your life. And as the hair grows, guess what? You got style options. You can do different things with it. But yeah, so that was the biggest thing, is that and then also the person that started my traditional locks was not a good person to deal with. What the heck is wrong with people today, y'all? Y'all be safe on these highways and these byways, because there's people that have bought their license on eBay on the highways. I promise you, they bought it off of eBay, because what driving school tells you that's okay? No one. Not one. Anyways, before I was rudely interrupted by the old couple that just cut me off, having traditional locks, it really trained my mind to understand that you don't have to constantly be doing stuff with your hair. Now, when I had processed hair, when I say processed, I mean I had a relaxer in my hair. I was always combing, brushing up, adding gel to the edges, all of that stuff. All of that, I was doing that and then some. And you're curling it first thing in the morning, trying to look cute. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. And I was doing that so much that when I didn't have to, I had no need for a comb or a brush. It was kind of weird, because you're almost like, okay, I'm supposed to comb this up, and what am I combing? I'm supposed to brush this in, or what am I brushing? So, locks are a commitment. If you are one person that knows that they love to comb their hair constantly and put in the pink lotion and all that, all of that, I was trying to do all of that, y'all. It was too much. It's too much going on. If you're a person that likes to do those things with their hair, if you're a person that you don't like for your hair to get fuzzy and to get natural and to just kind of do its own thing, locks are not for you because you're going to be miserable. You're going to be miserable. There was a person that had gotten sister locks once from my consultant, Angela Gillum. You gotta check out Angela Gillum, Lock Elegance. Yeah, and she actually tried to sue Angela Gillum because she said that the locks didn't turn out like the ones in the pictures. Okay. Several things happening there. Alright, several things. Number one, no two locks on any head are going to be exactly the same. They're not going to be identical. That's just not, it's not going to happen. When you have processed hair and you do a trim and you do a cut, you can make it kind of uniform and they'll genuinely kind of look similar. With locks, you can curve them to do a certain thing. You can cut them a certain way. But each lock has like its own individual personality, honestly and truthfully. No two locks look the same. So that means just because you see someone's hair, you see someone's locks that look a certain way, you're not going to achieve that exact look. You're never going to be able to do it. Because guess what? Your hair is going to do what the heck ever it wants to do. And I do not lie about it. Now, that's one thing on my hair, even when it was processed. For whatever reason, the left side just does whatever the heck it wants to do. It doesn't care what I tell it to do. And to this day, with sister locks, it still kind of just does. It's a little bit more contained, but it still does whatever it wants to do. So if you're a person that knows that they like their hair to look a certain way, to feel a certain way, locks are not for you. You've got to detox. You have got to detox. And what I would suggest, and that's just from me and my own personal perspective in life and what I've dealt with, what I would personally suggest for anyone that's considering to do locks, go natural for a year. Go natural for a year. No chemicals. Do the big chop. Let your hair naturally grow into its textures, because most people have multiple textures of hair in their head. I do. And other people do as well. So if you've never actually seen your hair, because that was the thing about it, is like I'd never experienced my hair in its natural state. So when I decided, I'm going to be natural, it's just going to be easy. The big chop was the easiest part. It's when the hair started to grow that I was like, oh, wow, what am I doing now? What's going on? So I would strongly suggest go natural for a year, see how your hair reacts, and from that, make your decision. Now, in that year, a number of things could happen. You can find and discover braids. I don't know. You could figure out other ways of styling your hair. I don't know. But I would say before you commit to doing locks, because it's a commitment, you're committing to this lifestyle. It's not just a hairstyle, it's a lifestyle. I would strongly suggest that you go natural for a year. After a year, you should definitely have a better understanding of what it means to be natural and what that means for your particular hair, because I have friends, I've got family members that also went natural, and everyone's journey is different. So just because one person had this experience, it does not guarantee you're going to have the same experience just because you went natural. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean a thing. So I would highly suggest go natural for a year, check out your natural tresses, and figure out what works for you. Figure out what works. Because guess what? You going natural for a year, you may figure out some better styles or some easier styles or styles that are better for your texture. See, my hair is very coarse, it's very coily, and it's a very tight curl. So when I went natural, I had my big chop, and it did chop it all off. It was, I looked like I was like from the 70s. Like it was a cute little, it was a little afro. It was a cute little afro, a little bob afro I had going on. And it was so cute. It was just so wonderful. It was just like wash and go, wash and go. I was like, yeah, I can deal with this. Yes. But, like I said, remember, my hair is very tight. It's very coarse. It's very coily. And it's not a loose curl. See, in my mind, I was comparing my hair to everybody else's hair. Don't do that. Do not do that. Do not compare your hair to everyone else's hair, because you will be disappointed. You will be upset. your heart will be broken. I'm telling you. Because, and this probably sounds silly as heck, I'm going to say it though. I really thought that if I went natural, that my hair would lay down like Tia and Tamara Mowry. I totally did. That was my thought process. Was my hair's going to be just like theirs. That's it. That was not the case. At all. And my hair would never do that. And my hair will never do that. Because we have different textures. You know, it's about different quality of hair. It's about a different curl. They have a very loose curl, which is why their hair did what it does. I don't know what they do to their hair now, but I definitely envied their hair in the 90s. I loved y'all, Tia Tamara. Y'all hair was so doggone cute. I thought I was going to be like y'all, and it didn't happen. It did not happen at all. But the point in the matter is saying that everyone's hair is going to be different. You never know how your hair is going to react. So I struggled a lot during the first half when my hair started to grow because I didn't know what to do with it. Because I was like, okay, it's looking crazy. It hurts. Because like I said, very tight curl. Very coarse hair. And I stayed in braids a lot. I got into the cornrows deal. I got cornrows more than I've probably ever done in my entire existence. I did the cornrows deal a lot. And then I turned around and did box braids. I did Senegalese twist. I did kinky twist. I did goddess braids. So I had a good amount of experience in trying new styles and being open to those styles. So that was really the gist of it for me. But locks are a commitment, people. Do not go into it blindly. You will be disappointed. Your heart will be broken, and that's going to be it. So if you know that you like your hair pressed and laid to the side and doing all this stuff, you may want to stick with that because you're not going to know until you actually do it how your hair is going to react. Because even doing the spot test, meaning like you cut a section of your hair out and seeing how that works and see how it grows to determine what you're going to do with your hair, that's not accurate at all because you could have one texture of hair in that little patch and then the next patch would be different. It'd be different, you know? And then you don't know how your hair feels or how it reacts being unprocessed. So, before you decide, I'm thinking about, or even if you are natural and you are considering doing locks, keep in mind, your hair will mat up. That's the whole purpose of it. Mat, quote unquote, lock up, whatever you want to call it. Your hair will do that. So don't go into it thinking, I'm just going to take them out next month. You can, but by that time, your hair is probably going to be so damaged that you're probably going to have to start from scratch, which is probably not what a lot of people want to do. But, yeah, about that. So I just wanted to address that real quick because people are always asking me about locks. I'm considering doing it, Ash. I think I want to do. Don't think about it. Either you do it or you don't. Don't half step on it because I'm going to tell you it is not for the light of heart. It's not. It's a huge commitment. It's something to stick with. But I will say it is one of the best decisions that I've ever made in my life is allowing my hair to lock. Allowing it to lock. And it hurt my heart some when I had to actually cut them off to join the Army. But I would have rather been in control of that situation because I did not want to go to basic boot camp and have them shave my head. That would have hurt my heart more. So the fact that I took the initiative and did it myself was huge for me. That was a huge, colossal change. But that's the story with that. I love you guys to pieces. AshSaidIt.com, AshSaidIt.com. Y'all go check out my interview with James M. Sama. He was amazing. He was awesome. Love you, James. Continue to do what you do. Y'all go check out JamesMSama.com. All right? And go show some love and support to him. Follow him now at James M. Sama. That's S-A-M-A. James M. Sama across social media, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, all of that good stuff. He is an awesome, awesome guy, and he's doing major things. So go and check him out. Tell him that Ash said it sent you that way. Yeah. I'll holler at y'all later. Deuces.